Welcome in, everybody. I'm Devin O'Day. I hope you're having a great Friday. And y'all, before y'all say anything, I straightened my hair. I put hot rollers in it, great big old hot rollers, everything. And then I walked outside and I went, whoo, swamp hair, don't care. So y'all just going to get to see the unmuffled me. This is what we do. And we have got such a fun show today. I will tell you, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Let me find this picture. When you look in the dictionary for rock star, Mitch Malloy's picture shows up. I mean, talk about swamp hair, don't care. Everybody got hair envy when it comes to Mitch Malloy, but he's going to be a guest with us in a few minutes. But first, it is a very, very special day. It is National Corn on the Cob Day.
Happy Corn on the Cob Day. Here's to slathering butter and pouring salt on your hot and tasty corn on the cob. Sitting there in the little ceramic corn on the cob boat, resting between two plastic yellow corn-shaped skewers thrust into the ends so as to not burn your fingers. Revel as you hungrily devour lines of puffy, tender kernels from their golden tube of flavor. Left to right, like a typewriter. Unless you're one of those weirdos who bite the kernels all the way around like my Uncle Hank. So thank you, Native Americans, for turning us on to a scrumptious summer favorite. Happy Corn on the Cob Day.
I know I've lost my mind. I have a little bit, but that's okay. One of my favorites. And have you had your first corn on the cob yet? Did you have it Memorial Day weekend? Now, the farmers markets are open. I don't think any of the corn is ready yet. But if you have found fresh corn anywhere in Middle Tennessee, I want you to give me a message and let me know. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the farmers markets that are around. We have got Portland, Tennessee, the farm market in Portland, Tennessee, and they do something very, very cool called Music on Main. And it's part of their farmers market, part of what they do. And then we've got a lot of folks around town that are doing night markets. The Nashville Farmers Market has got some really incredible things right now. And let's see, we've got the Dickson County Farmers Market, and they are on Cowan Road in Dickson, Tennessee. And of course, Green Door Gourmet now has their incredible night market every Wednesday evening, started at 4:00. The Nashville Farmers Market is about to do peach jam with live music and fresh peaches. It is that time of year. Let me see what's going on over here in our comments. If we can go over there, let's see who's watching. We got Elizabeth who is with us. Good morning, Elizabeth. And Susan and Mark and my Alabama fam is there. I know. Corn. It's what's for dinner, right about. And what about street corn? Oh, do not get me started on the recipes for street corn. If you go to YouTube and start looking up street corn recipes, there are some really good ones. Well, there's another event that's coming up in Hendersonville, Tennessee that I want to tell you all about. Well, actually, I don't, but Kathleen does.
Hi, this is Kathleen Hawkins with the Hendersonville Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am so excited to share with you that Freedom Festival is back and bigger and better than ever before, thanks to our presenting sponsor, Remax Choice Properties. This year, it's on July 3rd from 5 to 10 p.m. at Drakes Creek Park, and I have 5 very important things that you need to know. First, this is the largest chamber fundraiser that we do all year long, and in 2019, we were able to gift $35,000 to deserving schools and area teachers right here in Hendersonville because of your support. 2, I need you to know that the event is from 5 to 10. We are going to have fabulous vendors, amazing food trucks, and so much more there for you and your family. 3, it's a free event, which is important for you to keep in mind, and we have a special tribute concert starting and sponsored by Mr. Goodroof starting at 6 p.m. And then you also need to know, thanks to the Hendersonville Parks Department, we have fireworks launching at 9 p.m. weather permitting. So bring your family, come on out, have a good time, visit us at Drakes Creek Park. Now, if you're from out of the area or if you're going to be tuning in from the lake, tune in to 100.7 WHIN radio and listen live when the fireworks go off, again at 9 p.m. Visit freedomfestivaltn.com for more information and secure your vendor booth today. See you on July 3rd.
We've got the Dixon Farmers Market. That was the picture that I couldn't get to pop up. And if you are in Dixon, there are a lot of farming communities that feed into that. And it is located on 284 Cowan Road in Dixon, Tennessee. They've been there for 10 years. And of course, the Nashville Farmers Market. See, now all my graphics are working. Oh, y'all, it is Friday. We are going across the finish line like crazy people, aren't we? Okay, Music on Main, like I talked about, is with the Portland Chamber of Commerce. And June 24th, 7 o'clock, Biz and Everyday People. They are fantastic. You will love them. It starts at 7 o'clock. And we try to keep you posted on everything going on. And let me find out the details on Peach Jam. See if it'll pop up. Oh, y'all, this is that kind of day. It is that kind of day. Well, it is also a day that we're going to talk about Backstage Nashville. Tomorrow, Matresa Berg and Erin Enderlin. Erin is just one of my favorite singer-songwriters ever. She's so good. And Erin will be there in all her glory, right fresh from her win from the Female Vocalist of the Year and Entertainer of the Year for the Arkansas Music Awards.
Come back for more. Order of Maker's own eyes. Chase it with a lucky strike. I can be your whiskey, I can be your cigarette. I can drown the memory that you're trying to forget. If your loving cup needs filled up, she left you bone dry empty. Baby, I can be your whiskey. My love's stronger than 90 proof. Just wait and see what one kiss can do. And if you think it's too good to believe, don't worry, baby, 'cause it's round on me. I can be your whiskey, I can be your cigarette. I can drown the memory that you're trying to forget. If your loving cup needs filled up, she left you bone dry empty. Baby, I can be your whiskey. Baby, I can be your one more chance, your one more try. My love can get you so high. I can be your whiskey, I can be your cigarette. I can drown the memory that you're trying to forget. If your loving cup needs filled up, she left you bone dry empty. Baby, I can be your whiskey. Baby, I can be your whiskey.
Y'all, Erin Enderlin. Woo! The girl is da bomb, and she will be on stage tomorrow, 12:30. It's at Third and Lindsley. We're there every week. I host this show, but honestly, it is the best seat in the house to be able to see some of my favorite singer-songwriters. Well, speaking of, I met Mitch Malloy a few years ago, and I will remember Jerry House and I were having lunch, and he walked through the restaurant where we were with whoever he was with, because nobody ever sees anybody with Mitch because he just like shines like this aura of awesomeness. And I just remember seeing girls like drop their forks and stuff as he walked by. Who is he? Well, I'm going to tell you who he is, but you know what's even better than his talent and the fact that he's like the prettiest man that God ever made? His heart. But I just want you to just get a look. I did a little montage, and it's kind of hard to do a montage of Mitch because he's got so much out there, but give a look.
We got time for one more song. Here we go. My. That's pretty good. My. Louder. My. How about one more time?
Holy moly mackerel. One of my favorite people. And I mean, it's been forever since I've seen you, but oh my gosh, I've always followed you. And you know that. We connected over dogs though.
Yeah. Huck. Yeah. Long gone, but not forgotten.
No, absolutely not. That's how I connect with everybody. It's like I know everybody's dog story. And you have a new dog now that I see you in pictures with. It's a doodle of some sort, right?
Yes, she's an Aussie doodle, and her name is Luna, and she's 2 years old now.
Just absolutely precious. And you almost have matching hair. Hers is the brunette and yours is the blonde, but
it's funny because we got her for Eden, our daughter. It was time to get a dog, and so we joke that they're identical twins.
You know what? I love that about you. You have this amazing family. We've seen your rocker side, and we're going to hear some story about that because it's fascinating. And I probably met you before I met you, because I would go out and visit my sister out in Los Angeles. And everybody knows that Valerie, Bert, and Ellie, they were best friends, and Wolfie's my sister's godson.
Right.
So, but I was watching before I even asked you to do this, I was going, oh, what's Mitch doing? Because that's what I do from time to time. So what's Mitch up to? And you told the story, and it was kind of crazy. I started reading all these things, Mitch Malloy, and let me find the picture because I saw this crazy thing, VanHalen's Forgotten Singer. And it was this crazy thing. I go, what in the world?
Yeah.
What happened? And how did tell me that part of the story of your life?
Yeah, so it was right after I got to Nashville, and I got a phone call from Steve Hoffman used to be my road manager, and he went with me on to Europe, and he was like my day-to-day guy. And one day he called me and said he had a job opportunity to go work for Ray Daniels in Canada. And I didn't know who that was. And he said, he's the Rush guy, and he has his own label, and he's huge. Wow. And it's like, and I said, well, so why are you calling me? He goes, well, I'm just wondering if I should leave New York and go to Toronto to work for him. And I'm like, what, are you stupid? Like, of course you should go to, So that's how that started. And then he went and got in with Ray, and then Ray became Van Halen's manager. And then it was like, we need somebody to replace Sammy. And Steve was like, I know a guy, Mitch Malloy. And he goes, and Ray didn't know who I was. And so he played in my Anything at All video and some other stuff. And Ray was like, wow, that's the guy, whatever, So then they started calling me. And then Ed started calling me. And then before I knew it, I was in LA singing with Van Halen. And Ed, on the third day, Ed said, congratulations, you're in the band.
Yeah, and knowing Ed, we're not going to say the language that Ed uses to punctuate with, but he was right, by the way. Wow. He was right. Yeah, But then, as the story progressed, we've got, hanging out in the studio, and let me tell you, I could see you as the lead singer of that band, but all of a sudden you were back home. You had a record deal. You had your solo record deal.
I did. I had another record deal. It was not my first one, but another one with Curb, actually. Mike Curb was like, Mike Curb probably says this to everybody he signs, but he's like, I've been looking for you for my whole career. I mean, he said a lot of really nice things. And so that deal was in the process. So it was kind of, I didn't have a publishing deal yet, a new publishing deal yet, but because when Van Halen called, they said, don't sign anything if you're about to sign. And I was like, well, the lawyers were like in negotiations for the record deal. So yeah, it was kind of like I was in a really good position, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you were. And then you sat and watched the MTV Awards, and then they announced Van Halen. And what happened inside when you saw this walk out on stage?
I was confused, very confused, because Ed hadn't mentioned that they were going to present with it. He had mentioned a bunch of times, we're going to LA, or we're going to New York, and we're going to do the MTV Awards. And I'm like, cool. I mean, like, okay. And I didn't understand why he was even telling me, like, why, like, why, like, he's Ed Van Halen and I'm just Mitch Malloy. I don't know. It was like, he kept bringing it up. And then when I saw Dave walk out, I was like, what? Like, so that everything changed for me in that moment. I was like, whoa, now everybody wants Dave back. And I kind of want Dave back too. So Dave should just go back. Yeah.
It was a gutsy move. It was a strong move. It was a person, because I'm just going to call it like I see it. You're a North Dakota guy, right?
Yeah. From North Dakota. Yeah.
So nobody pulls any punches on you. I've known you, and you are who you are. You do not do anything to try to fit into anybody else's mold. And you went, nope, this isn't for me. And you turned VanHalen down and pursued your own thing, and which is where we are now with you're on tour with two different things. You've got a brand new band as a solo artist, right?
Yeah. Which the new band as a solo artist started because of COVID, because Great White, everything shut down. And obviously Great White is a pretty big band, right? So so we couldn't function, we couldn't function at all. And, I wanted to keep playing at some level, in a safe way and everything, and do what I can. And there are some clubs here that were doing things, social distancing shows and and so I thought, well, I could jump into that. So I pretty much just formed the band for that, full knowing that when Great White kicks back in, then, that'll be that, So that's kind of what's happened.
Well, speaking of Great White, you got June 25th. I saw that you've got that, and you're going to be playing. Is this the first time you're going to be back with Great White as a full band? June 25th?
We did a show 2 weeks ago, but we did Boone, Iowa, a festival up there with Night Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
And Vince Neil. Vince got a little publicity out of that show.
Oh, my God.
That's the show where he said, my voice is gone. Love ya. See you next time. And he, did you see that clip?
Oh, I did not see that clip. I'm going to go.
I was kind of shocked because I was side stage for almost the whole show, like rocking out. Because who doesn't like Motley Crue, So it's just like the show is great. His band is great. Like they're my buds, and I was actually hanging out with Jack Blades, Night Ranger. We were hanging out, rocking out to Motley Crue, to Vince, and Vince was doing great, I thought, and then he just, I guess there's a certain point, especially when you get to be our ages, it's like, if you can't sing anymore, you can't sing it. I know for a fact, Sammy Hagar says that he can sing for like 2 hours and then he's done, so he knows his limits.
Yeah.
And I think, without playing a lot, Vince just reached his limit that night and was just like, later, I know, which is like kind of,
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's something that now as a voice person myself, and, I study voice and I protect my voice every day, I have to use it every day, but you will sing it out. And you can scream and do all of those rock moves. And then you can do something so sensitive and beautiful, like the single that just dropped today.
Oh, thank you.
This week.
Thank you.
How do you do that?
I just have a lot of gears, I guess. I don't know. I just, I like everything, like I like the sweet, I grew up with the Beatles, and, and the Eagles and all, and the, Dan Fogelberg and Kenny Loggins, like huge influence.
Yeah.
And then the Aerosmith and Kiss and Cheap Trick and Heart and Bad Company and Zeppelin and all those things too. And so I just, as a kid, would do everything,
right.
Just kind of never stopped, and that's why Great White is such a good band for me, because they're also very dynamic and very musical and great songs. And it's a good fit in that way.
It is a good fit. And watching you with this new single, which, by the way, I downloaded this morning. Y'all go, and you don't just stream it. You can do that, but download it, because if we do not support the music and the music makers, they can't make the music.
Yes. Thank you.
And it is the dadgum truth. And I get so angry. I go, you don't go up and say, well, I need some electricity, so I'm just going to stream it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, it's 99.
99 cents. Well, I'm going to give you, we're going to play the song right now, and it's your studio video of it. And it is fantastic.
It's live.
And it is live.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you guys to listen to, this voice. This is Mitch Malloy.
mean to be mean to me. 'Cause when you want to, you can make me feel like we belong. We belong. Lately I feel like all I am is a backup plan. I say I'm gone and then you smile at me and I forget all I said. I buy into your eyes, into your lies. You say you'll come, but I know you. You say you're coming home, but I know you. You say you'll change, but I know you. You won't. I wish you were where you're supposed to be, next to me. 'Cause here I am just staring at this candle burning out, and there's still no sound of footsteps on my stairs, or your voice anywhere. You say you'll come, but I know you. You say you're coming home, but I know you. You say you'll change, but I know you. You won't. You say you'll call, but I know you. You say you're coming home, but I know you. You say you'll change, but I know you won't. I know you won't.
Oh my God. I'm just like that voice, and everybody's just freaking out because that is live, y'all. And that's the Mitch that I have known for 100 years. And you bring it.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you.
You bring it. And I just, and then that's a very sad song, and it rips you apart. But the truth is, the woman behind Mitch is the sweetest, smartest, most amazing human being. She shares the name that my sister has as well. Can I show Faith's picture?
Yeah. She's probably gonna kill you, but that's all right.
No, I can't help it because she's absolutely stunning, and the two of you brought into the world the most adorable girl. I watched you become a dad, and I watch your videos on social media just to see when you're going to show you and Eden, because the two of you have this great relationship.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, she stopped. Initially she was like, she wasn't camera shy or anything like that. I don't know where she got that from. But then as she gets older, she's like a little like, she won't let me take her pictures. That's why you've seen less and less of me and her, because she's like, no. Oh yeah, they go through stages. But I did pull this one because this one is so cute, because sometimes she helps you sell merch. Oh.
Hey, happy holidays. We just wanted to let you know that shipping is kind of slow, so if you want some merch, what is that? Show this. Like that, or that, you should order it right now. Happy holidays. Rock and roll. Do you speak?
Maybe.
She speaks. Yay! Whoa. See ya. Bye.
That is so cute. That is so cute. And another thing that people, I don't know, they realize, because you also are a big proponent of good health.
Oh yeah.
You that sex, drugs, and rock and roll has never been your moniker. You have always really, and you preach health.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because people ask, they always ask, how do you look like that at this age? Or how does your hair look like that? Or blah, 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 blah. And I'm always like, eat healthy, eat good, and, watch what you do, and, don't smoke and don't drink too much, and da, 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 da. I mean, all that stuff. So it worked for me.
But I'm going to ask you some specifics. Okay. First of all, hair, how in the Sam Hill do you keep your hair that amazing? I mean, come on. I mean, because women and men have hair envy at this moment.
People are like, is that real? Who does your hair? I always say God. God did it. Is that natural curly? Yes, it's naturally curly. The color isn't natural. The color hasn't been natural since I was like, it's funny because when I got to New York, I went to a voice lesson, and the voice teacher immediately said, I have a job for you at my first voice lesson. And I was like, really? So I went and I met these people, and they wanted me to do this show, like a vocal thing. Mm-hmm. And you have to be blonde, like blonde. I'm like, really? So they sent me to a hair person, made my hair blonde, and I've been blonde ever since. I mean, I was born a blonde, but they just made me more blonde.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
God is making me more blonde. Woo! I'm going to look like that woman off Dick Tracy pretty soon. Anyway, that's a really a thought. But I'm just embracing my platinum. I'm just kind of going with what it is. And today I'm going swamp hair. Don't care. And now let me talk about. Do you do any special supplements? What are the things that make you so vibrant? And it's just, I know that you are a proponent of some supplements and things like that, or good drinks. And
I use Mary Ruth's supplements. I heard about that. I mean, they're organic, and she's got a great platform and a great, just her whole approach. It just really resonates with me. So we aligned with her company, and so that's the supplements that I've been using now for a couple of years at least, I think, and they seem to really work great. Yeah.
Well, we're all going, yes. I mean, you need a promo code for Mary Ruth's. If you don't have one already, you need one.
Yeah, I think we have one. I think I've done some stuff with them. So, yeah.
Well, follow Mitch on socials. Where can we send people to follow you? Because your story is fantastic.
Thank you. I have a YouTube channel. It's just Mitch Malloy. I have an Instagram that's Malloy Mitch is my Instagram. And my Facebook channel is Mitch Malloy Music. So go like that.
Like it, follow it, and I'm going to check in and see what everybody's saying, because I know everybody's going to, okay. Piper says, heck yeah, organic life. Elizabeth, yes, we do have hair envy. And Faith is watching. Your Faith. The hair grows like a chia pet.
Yeah, it's true. It's just...
But you know what? If anybody in the world was supposed to be a rock star, it is you, Mitch Malloy, in your own right. I mean, when I met you, I'm going, I just knew that you'd be in front of stadiums. Last question. Okay. You're out performing for this big rock and roll audience. What is the feeling? How electric is that when you go, and that energy that you feed off of?
It's amazing. And with Great White, it's been fantastic, I feel really fortunate because I'm obviously stepping into something that's, got a great history and has been, they've been going since the 80s. And I'm able to step into that role with them. And it's funny because the first show was a day show, which is rare, but it was, we were in Washington State, and we were playing with Queensryche. When we play with Queensryche, they're the headliner. So we were playing during the day, like it was like 7 at night or something like that. And I could see the crowd. That's my point of that is that, when you play at night, you can't really see the crowd. You can see the first couple of rows.
Yeah. And lighters.
Yeah. Well, during the day, you could see everything. And I come out on stage and the crowd was like this. I called Faith after the show and I said, I felt like I was Santa Claus, like bringing everybody gifts. They were like, and like, so the acceptance was just kind of immediate, and I know not everybody accepts me in that role and that's never going to happen, but the crowds, they're just like, yeah. So the exchange with the crowds that's a great question, because it's just, some nights I feel like by the end of the show, I'm just floating off the stage. Like I'm not even touching the ground, because the crowd just lifts you up and they get so loud and just, it's addictive. There
is nothing like that in any other genre of music.
Yeah.
And there was, okay, I said it was last question, but there is one more thing. and I have always disliked, there was a time in Nashville when they weren't accepting of people being equally gifted in several genres, kind of like people in sports. You can't play baseball and football. Michael Jordan went through that, and we talk about a lot of people who tried to play dual sports. How has Nashville been with your amazing rock talent as well?
I'm glad you asked that, because, the person, there have been a few key people in Nashville that have jumped into my camp and been, all thumbs up. And Scott Borchetta was one of the first ones. I mean, Scott, before he was running his own label, saw me and was a huge, proponent. Like, tried to bring me into the whole, but it was just too early. I mean, I think Scott just saw me as what I was, and like he got it. Like, he's like, I get this. And, obviously he's a very forward thinking guy. And this was before Taylor Swift. And it's funny because I saw her at the BMI Awards, and she came up to me and she goes, "You have my hair." She grabbed my hair. I was like, "Actually, no, you have my hair. I'm just a little bit older than you." Yeah, like, you could be my kid. And but yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Scott was always really got it, and I think some people did, and but I was there before the curve. I was there a little too soon. I was ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? To be able to just be myself and prosper in that town. So. Well,
I'm glad that you're prospering in our town.
Yeah.
And you will always be you, because one thing I do know about Mitch Malloy is nobody sways him. And I love that about you. And thank you for what you bring to the genre. Thank you for what you bring to music. And thank you for being true to you.
Thank you, Devin. I appreciate you very much.
Well, I just really, really, really want everybody to go get a copy of the song today. Go to Mitch Malloy. Is it .com? Do you have your .com ready, and they can find everything there? If you want to get some of that fancy merch, he's got it.
MitchMalloy.com.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, we're going to close with be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Devin. Bye-bye.